Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, everyone. So welcome to the PicTL 2020 webinar series 2. For your information, this webinar is held in conjunction with PicTL and Bulan Pendidik UPM 2020. So far, we have had such an amazing series of talks, seminars and events for the past few weeks in Bulan Pendidik UPM. And inshallah today we are going to have another exciting sharing from our speaker, Dr. Ahmad Salahuddin Muhammad Harifuddin from the Faculty of Engineering, University Putra, Malaysia. But before we start, I would like to remind all attendees to mute your microphone and minimize the noise. And if you have any question, you may post your question here in the chat session. We are going to have at least 2 short Q&A sessions throughout this whole session. And we have another Q&A session after Dr. Salah concludes his sharing. So don't worry, you have got plenty of chances to ask questions, inshallah. Now let me formally introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Salahuddin, or we just call him Dr. Salah. So Dr. Salah, or Dr. Ahmad Salahuddin Muhammad Harifuddin, is the senior lecturer at the Department of Aerospace Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, UPM. Dr. Salah is an amazing speaker, and also he has won several awards, especially the Special Award for Teaching and Learning Excellence, Faculty of Engineering in 2018, Best InnoCreative Educator under the Alternative Assessment category 2019, and he is also the winner of Vice Chancellor Fellowship Award 2019 Teaching category. Dr. Salah is also one of the members in the Teaching and Learning Innovation Committee in support of the Center of Academic Development, UPM. He is also the member of Society of Engineering Education Malaysia, Engineering Education Interest Group UPM, and Malaysia Space Initiative, among others. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Salah, and today he will be sharing a talk on how to create amazing interactive video. Are you ready, Dr. Salah?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so please welcome Dr. Salah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nadia. Just for your information, Dr. Nadia and I, we are both in the JKIPP, Jawatan Kuasa Inovasi Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran. And we've been working together with our Jawatan Kuasa committee to help not only CADe, but also the whole UPM. And we're trying to reach out to all other lecturer, teachers, instructors, with our experience or what we know about teaching. So we just want to share our experience so that it can be used together. And most importantly, I think we want to teach our students. So we want to maximize our student learning. I think that is all our objective here. Okay, so let me share my screen first. I hope you can see it later on. Okay, let me check. Everything is correct. All right, cool. So Dr. Nadia, you can see the slides, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you a story first lah. Actually, when Dr. Fadlina, one of our colleagues also, was approaching me to give a talk, so I talked to her. We discussed about what should be on the talk today. And then I gave my ideas, and then she gave her ideas, and then we discussed together. And then, but she came up with a, I think she came up with a title, How to Create Amazing Interactive Videos. So I was like, oh man, amazing. It sounds like we are making TikTok videos here. So I think what we are trying to do here today. So this is my promise for today. So for today, we are going to first, of course, we are going to look at how to. I'm going to show not complicated tools, not sophisticated at all. I think everyone has access to this. YouTube H5P is maybe a bit new to some people, but I think for those who are using Moodle for their learning management system for the universities, they have H5P also. And also there's another tool that we're gonna use, TED. So all these tools are for creating videos, creating interactive videos, okay? And it's available for everyone, except for maybe H5P, but I just want to show that to you as well. So don't worry about using sophisticated tools. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to use the most accessible technology that is available for us. I don't really like the word, well, amazing here, but let's try changing that amazing into a more meaningful word: effective, compelling, engaging. I think that kind of explains the word amazing here, because I think we would not want to create a video that is going to amaze students and then they don't learn anything. But I think amazing here means effective, compelling, engaging. Now, when we talk about interactive videos, yeah, we talk about not only for asynchronous video, like the videos that we put up on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, but also how to be interactive during our synchronous learning. This is important too, because we usually have online classes, right? And then we talk and talk and talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, and then there's no interaction, you won't be engaging. So I'm going to touch into those two as well. And why we are doing this, it's because, well, videos right now, we are in remote teaching arena now. Everyone is only teaching, but it can also be used for flipped classroom or hybrid classroom or blended learning. Okay, so it's useful not only for now in our COVID situation right now, but also for any other situations as well. But I think most importantly in this talk and creating amazing interactive videos, I think the most important is the instructor, ourselves. Okay. So Dr. Nadia, you can see all my scribbles, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right. So let's get on. Just want to reiterate that although the title is How to Create Amazing Interactive Videos, I'm not talking about TikTok. So what we are doing here is not trying to increase our viewers. It's not trying to gain followers. It's not trying to be an influencer, but we are talking about real educational videos. So there are many types of educational videos. I've shown you here is something from TED Talk. This is something, TED Talk is a phenomenon. It's a lecture video and it's usually very long. It's boring, it's not interactive. But the views on YouTube are by the millions. So it's interesting how they do it. So maybe we can learn something from TED Talk. And there's also another type which is called the, I would call this the Khan style, Khan Academy style. Okay, this is where you use basically it's screencasting. Okay, screencasting. And also there's a type of video where, you explain, probably if you're familiar with Powtoon and those kind of videos, it's an animated video. This is quite popular too. Okay. And for some of us lecturers who are more onto, teaching about how to do things, for example, how-to videos, this is also a type of educational videos. And this is my favorite. If you know about this, you check Primitive Technology. This is where I got this screenshot from, Primitive Technology. It's teaching us how to build things if you don't have anything. Like if you're living in the jungle, how to build a hut or something. But it's very useful. I think maybe we can learn a lot from his videos. His videos are great. So why? Why do we need this? Why do we need interactive? Why do we need video? Why do we need to be amazing, compelling, engaging, effective? Why? So because when we post online videos, it is hard for the learners to passively watch them. Sometimes we upload videos like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and then we expect them to watch those. It's, yeah, I can force myself, but it's really hard, if I'm watching a movie, then probably yes. But so that's why interactivity is important in this case, yeah? Interactivity, because it increases the effectiveness of the lectures, one, and it expands the attention span, okay? Because we want to give information, or you want to teach, and the students also must be ready to be taught, ready to learn. So it increases, whatever increases effectiveness, it's a big thumbs up. Whatever expands the attention span, also a big thumbs up. Okay, so according to in the literature, interactivity is essential element of learning. Okay, we cannot learn just by listen. I think it's not just the new modern learning, modern teaching learning. It's a traditional thing, interactivity. Okay, if you remember when we learn how to read Quran, for example, we learn in front of teachers. We interact with the teachers. Okay, so interactive has been going on for a long while, and why stop here? So we need to make our video interactive, but how? Now, like I said before, I would like to replace the word amazing to maximizing student learning, because that's what we do. Teachers needs to make sure that students are learning. So instead of amazing them, makes them go wow, makes them go jumping up and down, for example. Well, you can do that, but what is the core idea is to maximize the students' learning. And I would like to bring out some data that I think some of the researchers have been telling us about teaching and learning. So there's this one paper from I think one of the edX. Probably you have heard of it, edX. It's a MOOC, massive open online course provider, edX. So they've looked at 6.9 million views on their YouTube, and then they come up with certain findings, few findings. One of the first findings, they said, shorter videos are optimal. Okay, how short? Around 6 minutes. Okay, hold on, I need to. I need to tell my kids to keep quiet. Okay, shorter videos. So the optimum time is about 6 minutes. And then, well, if you go on, it's okay, but the retention period might get a little bit less, okay? So the optimum is there. You can also see this if you upload your YouTube videos, you can see the retention rate, how many people will stay for your videos. So let's keep that in mind, 6 minutes, okay? Now, what do big and data analytics tells us about interactive videos, about education videos? If you're doing a video, for example, yeah, okay, it is better to have, let's say if you're using a slides or something, it's better to have your own head or your own face in it. They need to see you. Why? Because when we compare the retention, how the retention period of students watching videos, if you have head slides and code, well, they stay longer, they engage longer in code. Okay, same here also. If your instructor put in a studio, for example, they need to see you to, they will be engaged more if they see the instructor. Okay, what's next? What do big data analytics tell us? Okay, another one is personal feel. Okay, when I talk about personal feel is when we do videos, we always have the intention to, this is a video for all. But it's not for everyone. It's paradoxical, yeah. We usually say, I'll make this video for all to watch. But if we don't have our specific audience for videos, usually the video won't have the personal feel. So let's say if you're teaching to your class, for example, to add some personal feel, you can mention students, or you can just say something like, oh, in my next slide, I will show you something that I really love. Oh, I love this, for example. This is a personal touch. Okay, I love this. Oh yeah, you should check out number, have you heard about the clickbait titles? You should check out number 7. It will surprise you. Okay, get some personal feels. Okay, or if you're, for example, if you're teaching about physics, for example, well, you can start with your personal story. Okay, I think this course was my weakest back in my undergrad years, but throughout my PhD degree, I think I fell in love with the topic. Put some personal feel in it. What's next? What do big data analytics tells us? Personal feel, tablet drawing tutorials. Are you familiar with I hope you're familiar with this, the Khan Academy style. That means you write something like what I'm doing here. I'm writing down something. Okay, tablet drawing. So you post probably your sites, whatever, but you add with your own notation in it, and preferably the markup, or I think your scribbles are all live. And it shows that if you do that, if you have your slides, okay, and if you use some kind of highlighting, or what we call signaling, signaling, okay, this word is important, this is not, for example, okay, it works better in engaging the students, okay, compared to if you just show your slides and then you talk over the slides, or you show your code and then you talk over your code, okay. Although there's some interaction, they need to see you as well. So I would suggest, if you are invest in some kind of tablet drawing, just to make your teaching more engaging. Well, if it increases the engagement by 10%, why not? 10% is a big number. So next, prepare for online. So yeah.
Salahuddin, I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you. My name is Shamsul. I saw in the chat that they're asking what kind of apps you're using to scribble. Is there any special pen or
Oh,
okay, thank you.
No. I'm using Wacom tablet. If you can see there, it's a Wacom tablet. I bought it for drawing last time. So wait, hold on, if I can bring this up. So it looks like this. This is the set.
Okay, that thing comes with a pad, right? And
yeah, it comes with a pad. Yep, I'm using PowerPoint. Yeah, nothing fancy.
Okay. All right.
Fancy. The only fancy thing is this.
The pen. Okay. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah. Right. But I've seen people doing with a mouse also. I know my sister was doing this with a mouse. She's incredible. She could draw, comics with just a mouse. I don't know how to do that. But I think even with a mouse, it can, works really well, because sometimes all you need to do is just underline, circle, point out. Those 3 symbols are really powerful. Don't underestimate them.
Yep. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, my point is, the point number 5 is, yes.
Regarding the Wacom tablet,
yeah,
is it compatible with Mac laptop?
I think it's compatible with both Mac and Windows. Okay, I'm a Windows user myself. So yeah, I think Mac has a lot of softwares that are really, really cool for video production, especially. So I think you have a lot more options than a set already. So if you have that, then it's okay. But if you're using a iMac, a desktop, whatever, you can have this as well. I will show you where to buy these things afterwards.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Salah, because I think we have a very interactive session here regarding your scribble pen. So we have a few more questions.
My scribble pen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a few more questions regarding your scribble pen. Would you like to continue first, or maybe you want to talk more about your scribble pen?
I have 2 points more. Let me finish this one.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
sure.
The point, what do we have to do to engage students?
I never thought this is going to be a very exciting topic, your scribble pen.
Yeah, no, especially, yeah, that's why. See, point number 4. Hey, you see? Okay, point number 5 is, if you make an online video, educational video, please prepare it for online audience. Because, okay, example, like if you compare a video that is made for online audience, like this, compared to a video that you recorded in class, for example. I mean, you're teaching your class and then you ask someone to record it when you're teaching to students, okay? It turns out that if you make the video especially for online, the engagement is better, okay? Because I think it's a psychological thing. When you see a video of someone teaching to some other students, you know, you feel like you're a passive watcher, you know, you're a passive audience. You just look at it. But if you make for online videos like this, you talk to the camera, people are more engaged. Final one is, this is weird. If you speak fairly fast and with high enthusiasm, you know, all this, you know, head movement, people will engage more. Speaking rate 185 to 254 words per minute. I don't know how fast that is, but that's what the research said. Okay, so if you speak very slow, if you can see the slides before, if you do all that, then probably you won't be engaged. So that's how slow talking. Okay, so probably you need to speak fairly fast because you only got 6 minutes. Okay, let's move on to the questions.
Yeah.
About my
about your scribble pen.
About my scribble pen.
Okay. Before that, Dr. Salah, we have one question. It's not related to scribble pen, so I think we have to entertain this question first. It's from Dr. Nur Hisham, I think. He asked if, let's say we have 1 hour video lecture, because just now you talk about the bite-sized video, right? The 6-minute optimum duration for video. So he asked, what if we have like 1 hour video of lecture?
Yes.
Is it recommended to trim the video part by part?
Okay. There are many strategies to do that. Your internet connection is unstable. Okay. Now, if you have already, let's say for example, 1 hour video, that is fine. Okay. You can use that also. But if you can chop it up also, that is going to be better. Let's say, for example, you have 1 hour video and you feel like you talk about 4 topics in that 1 hour video. You want to chop it up to 4. That's even a better strategy. Okay, in YouTube, I will show later some strategies that we can use, how to use YouTube to accommodate that, and how to actually, you know, plan your lessons, for example. Because in my case, I have a mixture of both. I have short videos and I have long videos as well. And usually those long videos are when I'm doing lecture with my students and there's the involve some kind of active learning. And then I want to record that whole session and put it up on YouTube so that those students who were left behind or couldn't connect the first time, they could follow the discussion. So I leave it at that. I leave it like 1 hour. You know, I didn't touch it because I want for those who were left out, for example, for whatever reason, they can follow that. But I also have these short videos as well. So there are many strategies on the web to do that. I have slides for that particular question. We'll go into that.
All right, thank you, Dr. Salah. So next thing, we never expect this, but it's like 90% of the chat sessions, it's all about your scribble pen, believe it or not. So they wanted to know, I think some asked, is there any other options besides the one you are using? Where do you purchase your scribble pen and so on?
All right.
Okay,
let me see if I can find okay, this is empty. All right, let me write it down here. So my scribble pen. So it's basically just a pad with a pen. Okay. Oh my God, my pen is ugly. Hold on, let me erase that. Okay, there's a pen. All right. This one is connected to the computer. Okay, USB, using USB, but they have some wireless now also. So it acts like a mouse. You can use it as a mouse as well, but it's easier for you to write. What I'm using is called Wacom Intuos. Inchers. No. Okay, I bought this back in 2 years ago when we were developing a MOOC course for engineering mathematics. I thought that while typing it out, everything would be too much of a hassle. I want to find something, so Intuos. But at that time, tablet like this is not really popular. So this one costs a bit costly. There's one which is called One by Wacom as well. It is cheaper, much cheaper than Intuos. I think it's about 150 something, if I'm not mistaken. You can just go to Shopee or Lazada. I have no, I'm not connected to Shopee or Lazada. If you're looking for online shop, type out One by Wacom. I think it's about that price, or maybe slightly more.
This is not a paid review, yeah?
This is not a paid review. Okay. Another option is, I think this is the cheapest one. There's a brand called Huion. Huion. It's cheaper. I've never used it, but I've seen kids buying it and then do some drawing. So I guess that can be used for your needs, I guess. Okay, so this is the hardware. I'm using PC, by the way. So if you're using iPad, whatever, I think it's easier for you to use that. But I mean, so it's not that much of a hassle. Plug and play. You don't need to install anything. You see it right away. So 3 options that I know of. This is what I'm using. These 2 is what I recommend you to buy. As for softwares, I'm just using PowerPoint, which is great, but my handwriting is not too nice on this one, especially if I type too fast. Another option you can use for your class is OneNote, which is a Microsoft product as well. Okay, OneNote. It's really nice. You can just put up your graph, whatever, and then you can just chonting on it. You can scribble on it. Okay. And then another one is called, this is for Google Keep. Okay. My handwriting is much better in Google Keep, but the weakness is I cannot really, paste a picture on it and then scribble on it. So for now, I like to use this. But if I want to make a really pretty notes for my students, I use this. Okay. So nothing really fancy. This one. And this one. Yep.
Dr. Salah, so Dr. Sabaria asked, would this be similar to the iPad Pro pen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I said. iPad, I think it comes with everything already. You can even draw comics.
Yeah, because Dr. Farida asked if I have an iPad with Apple Pencil, so how can I leverage on that to make that kind of video? You
are all set up already. Get going. It's just maybe you want to choose which software you want to use. I think Apple product has comes with a lot of cool software, especially for video editing, movie editing, pictures. I think they're really great in that sense. For PC users like me, sometimes we have this.
Yeah, in fact, Dr. Tan Chun Hui here also shared that in regards to Dr. Farida's question, he said that iPad also can do the same thing. Yes. So I think just get going.
Yep, get going. You got all the tools you needed. Okay, one thing, use whatever you have, because it's not about what that people have, do what that people have, what I don't have, but it's about what you do with what you have. Okay.
So I think that's how we can continue with your presentation first.
Okay.
Let the discussion keep on going on the chat session. I think we have a very fruitful discussion here on the Scribble pen and also on the tools that you can use. So in the meantime, you can continue while they
Sure.
are sharing their own opinion in the chat session. Please.
Sure, no worries.
Go
All right,
ahead,
keep the videos interactive. You know, chat. I cannot check the chat, but Dr. Nadia will help me. Let's look at. So just now, I was telling you about the reasons why we need to look at this. Okay, but next, this is the strategy, principles, guidelines of effective education videos. Okay. First, we need to look at, when we talk about effectiveness, we need to look at three things. Okay, cognitive load. Okay, cognitive load here meaning that, okay, when we teach our students, when a student, for example, they say, "Oh, it's too difficult, it's too messy, I'm blurred," you know, it's because their mind is too loaded. Okay. So there are three, I would say, cognitive load, three types: intrinsic load, germane load. Okay, intrinsic load meaning that whatever you're showing here, they can connect it. For example, you can connect the text green with the color green. Okay. So this is a cognitive load. Intrinsic is easier, you know, you can relate between two things in the screen. When we talk about the germane means relevant. When the students can connect what they are learning with whatever is outside in the applications, for example. Okay. For example, when you can start, you start thinking about what you can do with your teaching videos, for example. And the other one is, it's called the extraneous load. Nama pun extraneous. Okay, this is benda-benda yang tak perlu, the unneeded things, extraneous, lebih-lebih. Okay, what are the example of extraneous? For example, when you have a slides, for example, when you have a slides, okay, your point probably this here, but you have so many other things on the slides. This is your logo, this is your face, this is another title here, and then you have a picture here, and then you have a corak-corak here. Okay, so this actually will burden your students, believe it or not. We always see this in presentation slides, conference slides, for example. There are too many information on that one. Okay, in engineering, we call this signal to noise ratio. Signal to noise ratio. Okay, there are too many noise. Signal to noise ratio is really small. We want signal, we don't want noise. Okay, these are all noises. We don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. Okay, we just want this. Okay, now, all right, so we know this type of loads. How can we actually try to make it easier for our students? Okay, make it easier for our students so that they can access our what we are trying to teach easily. Okay, there are three strategies. Okay, the first strategy is what we call signaling. Signaling is what I'm doing here. I'm pointing out things. I'm lining out words. I'm circling things. This is called signaling. It will help the student significantly for their understanding, for their learning when you do this. Okay. Instead of just showing you a static slide, okay, save all the animations. You don't have to do animations. Maybe a static slide. And then start, you know, underlining things, showing things. Like I said just now, circle, underline, and arrow are three most powerful signaling tools you can use. Okay, so that is one way to do this. So if you're start using PowerPoint, then I think it's already easy for you to do that. So one is, yes, signaling. Use colors, if you can. So it reduces extraneous load. And then another strategy is segmenting. Segmenting is like what Dr. Hisham was telling me just now. He has a 1 hour video. Okay. Now, is it okay if I just dump this 1 hour video to my students? It depends on your application, what you want to do with the video. But a good way is to segment this into little segments. I will show you practically how I do this. This is your one strategy. It's not my way is the right way, but it's one strategy. I think maybe you can take it and then do on your own, be creative. So you can segment this into small segments. 10 minutes, this one is 5 minutes. Because sometimes you don't talk about one topic for 1 hour usually. 1 hour you probably talk about a few topics, so why not just break those down to smaller topics? Or you can just break it however you want. You have 1 hour, you want to break it into 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes with no strategy at all. That might work. But segmenting is popular. So this is, if you have heard about bite size, this is what they are talking about, segmenting, bite size learning. If you have heard people talking about chunking your course materials, okay? That is also a type of segmenting. Well, signaling, okay? And also it can be just as simple as breaking your notes into chapters. That is also segmenting. Let's say you're giving a note to student, you can break into chapters. And I will show you later how to apply this chaptering into your YouTube videos. It's a small little things that we can do which will help the student a lot, believe me. Okay. And then finally, weeding. Weeding ni hapuskan lalang. Weeding. Get rid of all the other stuff that is not relevant. Remember when I talk about signal to noise ratio? Okay. You have to reduce noise, but you have to increase your signal. So that's why sometimes one slide can contain just one single picture and then that's it. You talk or you write on it. Okay, it doesn't have to be all information in one slide at a time. Be interactive, because that when we put everything in one slide, you will tend to read. Not only you will tend to read the slides, but the students will tend to read the slide as well. There's an interesting talk in YouTube on how to talk actually. There's a researcher from MIT, they say, they claim that usually people have only one processing language. They can either watch and listen or they read. They can't do both. You can't read and watch and listen to someone's talking. So when you do slides with a lot of text, for example, students will tend to read instead of listening to what you're talking about. So to change that, try to move into visuals. Okay, we do visuals like this. And get rid of those, your slides, get rid of everything like logos, corak-corak, make it simple, white or black, like what I'm doing here, black. What I'm doing here is just I leave whatever image I want to have in the middle, the title, and then down there is just where I got it from, reference. Okay, so 3 strategies on how to reduce, how to make it easier for your student to digest your information. The next thing is student engagement. Okay. Student engagement is like, well, it's this one is more, it's up to the lecturer's creativity mostly. But when you talk about, when you upload a video, just now you see we need to be brief. 6 minutes is our, the optimum. But some people say bite size can be anything less than 20 minutes. Okay. And conversational language. Okay. If you read off, student attention might drop off. Okay, speak quickly. Just now, what we say, speak quickly. Okay, 185 to 254 words per minute. I don't know how I can, I don't know how to actually measure that actually. All right. And this is one, keep it brief, your video brief, keep your language conversational instead of too academic. Speak quickly because the research says so, okay? And also use expressions, normal human expressions. We are not talking to our students like we're reading a book, but your expression, oh, I love this. I love this. Oh, this topic is going to be interesting. Okay, or you can say, I don't like this as much, but I don't know, let me know what you think. You can, this kind of expression, human expression, because we're teaching humans, yeah? We're not teaching to robots. Okay. So student engagement is that one. I'll just leave it at that. I think we've seen this from the previous research. Now on student active learning. One big problem for online video learnings, they are all passive. We just upload and then we just expect students to watch them, and then there's no active learning. Even in class, this doesn't work. Online, apatah lagi. Okay, so how do we, some strategies this is good practice. Always have a low or no stakes exam. Sorry, not an exam. No low stakes question or quizzes. Okay. For example, when I talk about this, you can say, hey, have you had your breakfast yet? No stakes for quizzes, Or, for example, you want to post when you start teaching something. For example, when you start teaching Newton's law, for example, physics. And is it true that Newton's laws? There are 3 Newton's laws that is covered today. Easy questions, no stakes, but it improves active learning. Have all these small questions, easy questions that the student can answer, or even choose. Okay, rate your understanding from 1 to 4. 1, I don't understand. 2, I think I understand a little bit. 3, I get it. 4, I can teach others. Ask these small questions, not only quizzes, I would say questions as well. So intersperse your lecture with those kind of questions. Same thing, guiding question, okay, what do you think of this? How would you think, what do you think I am wrong, for example? Can you do this? Do you think this is difficult? Guiding question, something like that, okay? Or you can use, I'm not talking about tools here, this is all about lectures. I'm talking about tools later. Or you can make the video as part of the assignment. Video is the assignment. So this will increase the motivation a bit lah. I mean, it's obvious if you say, okay, watching this video is compulsory. I will take attendance. I will take a look at the views. Well, the students are going to watch it. Okay. Now let's talk about tools. I know we always love to talk about tools, but my philosophy is this. I would rather have 1 or 2 tools which I use the most and I use the best, rather than knowing 100 tools, but I use them just skip. 3 tools that I use the most in usually Mentimeter. I think everyone is familiar with this, yeah? Mentimeter. Menti.com. Yeah, it's good for this. Low and no stakes quizzes questions. And another one I like to use if I'm giving a big talk in a conference to a big audience, I use Slido. Slido is where students can post questions anonymously, and then we'll take a look at those questions and try to answer that. So Slido works very much like Mentimeter, but Mentimeter is we post the question, students answer. But Slido is used when you want to get students to ask questions. Check this out, Slido. Google it. And then I think everyone is also familiar with this Kahoot. Okay, I don't know. I still haven't tried it online yet. I might try it later, but I always use this just to get as a review session, for example, just to get students. If kelas petang-petang ke, saya guna ni lah. Kalau nak upskate, suruh student buat the questions. Okay. So they can see the kind of understanding how they make questions in Kahoot, and then at the same time they can have fun, like what we see yesterday, a lecture by Encik Johan, teaching without lectures. Okay, I think I will stop here for questions.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Salah. So we are going to have another short Q&A session now. Let me check questions first. So one of the questions, I think Dr. Sabaria just wants a confirmation. What kind of interactive platform are you using for your talk now? And I think it's been mentioned just now, it's PowerPoint, right? Salah?
This one, yep. Look for the simplest solution. Yes. Look for the simplest solution.
But have you used, besides PowerPoint, are you familiar with all the other options like the OneNote, Google Keep?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I've been, before this, I've been using OneNote. OneNote is a Microsoft OneNote. So if you have Office 365 with your university account, for example, it comes with OneNote. The great thing about OneNote is you can just, it works like a notebook, basically. It's a digital notebook. So you can just paste anything in there. You can paste your videos even, links to other websites, any GIF animations, and then you can scribble it the same way. So it's like PowerPoint, but with more functionalities. But the why I'm moving away from OneNote is because one reason, my handwriting doesn't appear too well in OneNote. I don't know why, but it's very powerful. If my handwriting is better in OneNote, I'll use them more often. And then also it's quite hard to actually try to print out PDFs from OneNote. I think that's one weakness for Microsoft OneNote, but it's really useful in other functionalities. Google Slides, they don't have any functionality for scribbling now, but my handwriting is nice there. Oh yeah, for OneNote, you can draw straight line. For example, like I teach mathematics this semester, so drawing straight lines, drawing shapes, very useful. So I understand there are more tools out there, but I would rather stick with what I know and what I work best with. Okay, thank you, Dr. Salah. So another question, I have Samsung Note 10 with stylus. Can I leverage on it? How can I leverage on stylus? I think this is called stylus, yeah? This pen is called stylus. And you have what again? Samsung Note 10. Oh, Samsung Note 10. Okay, I think it works well if you want to scribble that on your Samsung Note, but I'm not sure how would you display what you're writing on your Samsung to your students. For example, if you want to do a live lecture where you scribbles down on your Samsung, I think you need to figure out how can students see what you're writing on the phone. I haven't found out a way to do that yet. I know how to do it on computer, PC, desktop, laptop, but for phone, I think it's a bit tricky. I haven't tried that one. I'm sorry, but I'm sure there are a lot of workarounds on how to do that, how to project whatever is on your phone, on your laptop, for example. I think there must be some workaround. Mesti ada punya lah, boleh buat. But in terms of hardware, I think you're all set. Okay, there are a few suggestions as well. I think we have very good suggestions in the chat session. Dr. Farida said regarding the segmenting of the long video just now, so she recommended or suggested that maybe we can do this according to the LO, learning outcomes of the topic of that particular session. So I think this is a very good suggestion. So if, let's say we have a few different LOs, we can also segment the videos according to the LOs, right, Dr. Salah?
And
Yeah.
she also,
That,
she also mentioned about engagement with the related stories. I'm not sure about this one. Maybe Dr. Farida can elaborate more on this engagement with related stories. You can write in the chat session. And we have one more suggestion from AJ, maybe Dr. AJ. He said that we can also try Pigeonhole. With Pigeonhole, audience can also ask questions while we are giving lectures. I think it's a very good suggestion as well.
Pigeonhole, I think I've heard of that.
Pigeonhole.
Yeah.
Maybe you can also check this out.
Yes. Segmenting, the point of segmenting is just to make your online session shorter to get engagement, more engagement. Okay, the idea of segmenting is all about engagement. How would you segment your videos? It's up to you. There's a lot of strategies like using LOs, for example, or probably use break it down to topics. That nicely segue to my next slide. Okay, so oops. All right. So what I have here is actually I have this time I was teaching an aerospace engineering subject called orbital mechanics. So it's about how things moves in space, in deep space, satellites, spacecraft, asteroids, planets, rockets. Okay, so I have this, usually it took me 2 weeks to cover this course. 2 weeks, which means that I have 6 hours with my students, okay, 3 hours each week. So I have 6 hours and usually the JPP, the jumlah jam pelajaran, student learning time is, I think about, probably 12 to 14, I don't remember. So this is when students learning by themselves, and this is when I meet them bersemuka, face to face. So when we moved online, so I got to strategize on, I don't want to be posting a 6-hour video. That would be crazy, not only for me, but for my students as well. So I was thinking, how can I do this? So I tried some segmenting, but the way I do it is this. Okay, first I will post a one-page, it's more like a infographics, really, infographics with some of my notes. Okay, so just that to get things started off, get them to know the equations, the formulas, the type of analysis that we're going to do. So we just give it to them, and I figured out that probably they need 1 hour to actually do that by themselves. And then I did the videos. So these are the videos, my online videos, these, from a topic called Hohmann transfer to plane change maneuver. So these are different type of orbital maneuvers where what spacecraft can do in space. So I break it up. So my videos are very short. Okay, but there's a lot of information in there as well. Enough information, that's important. Enough information, but they probably, I was thinking probably when they watch this, they need some 1 hour to do the problems themselves, to try to study the materials. Okay, and then this next two is what I had here is just like what Dr. Sham had before. I have like 1 hour, almost 1 hour lecture, and I didn't really segment that. And I think I told you the reason is because these two lectures is the session with my students. I want to capture all my interaction with students interaction with themselves, in an online environment, just like this, Zoom. But I don't want the questions just to get lost when I try to do segmenting. So I just leave those 1 hour block chunk because it serves the purpose that I want to do. So segmenting doesn't mean that you chop up everything. It has to serve a purpose. What's your objective in your teaching objective for that period, for example? So just my short videos are this. These are all the core materials are all in here. Okay. And then when we try to do active learning, I just leave it here. The reason I leave it 1 hour is some students, they couldn't really follow the class synchronously, real time. So they need to get back later on. So I just leave it like that. Okay, so 2 sessions here, lecture recording. So this is one strategy that I used. Maybe you have a better idea, why not? But again, the core, the point is segmenting is trying to get the information across, and while doing that, get the student engagement engaged better with your what you're trying to teach. Okay. Yes. Okay. Before I move on to how to create videos, there's about using tools. Do you have any question? Oh, it's 11 already.
We don't have
Okay.
any question, but I think we have a few suggestions. Maybe you can proceed with the presentation first or the sharing first.
Okay, I think just post your suggestions in the chat box. Maybe we all can read it, you know, get to know, learn from each other, like this. Okay, so when you talk about educational videos or instructional videos, it really only falls into 3 types of videos: explainer, screencast, or live demos. Okay, let me keep okay, I want to just change this to, wait a second, I just want to change this to my, here. Okay. Okay. Share this. All right. The reason is these 3 types of the 3 types of, one is what we call the screencast. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I want to share my screen instead of sharing my screen. Okay. All right, so this is what we call...
to the idea of a differential equation. And as we'll see,
this is a screencast.
Differential equations are super useful for
screencast type of video where you capture everything in your screen.
They operate, but we'll get, or if we want to, what would a solution actually look like? And actually, let me move over to the...
Okay. So this is what we call screencast. It's a type of use as well. Okay. All right. And then let's go to explainer video. Explainer video. It's another example. Hey, tadi kan saya cakap Lazada kan? Itu keluar terus iklan dia. Okay. Anyway,
we present Schrodinger's cat. I'm sure you've heard some
explainer video is like this. You know, usually it's animated. I think CADe has a lot of videos like this, and I think some of our lecturers also are using PowerTool, for example. So those are explainer videos. They want to explain certain concept by using short videos. So these are explainer videos. Okay, and another one, for example, live demos. I think we should see more of this. I would prefer to see more of this. So this is what I call just now primitive technology, how to build things, you know. It's, what I like about this video, it doesn't have any talking. It only have like the subtitles, and they show how to, you know, start a fire, build a furnace, for example. So for those of you who have a lot of, you know, you need to assess Sakamoto values, I think you can use this. So the point is, there are only 3 types of videos, okay? And I found that in Udemy, they have what they call a course quality checklist. I think you can check it out, search on Google, Udemy course quality checklist. They've provided like, you know, what their standard is. So we can use their standards to, you know, benchmark our videos. So for example, it needs to be, you know, HD video quality. It needs to be at least 30 minutes of video content and everything. Okay. Audio quality, no background noises, no popping sound. So you can use this list by Udemy to actually benchmark your quality of your video. Okay. An experience 2 to 5 minute introductory lecture, you know, something like this. Okay. Each lecture has 1 main concept and not 5 here. This one right here. I think this is what we call the segmenting before. Okay. And it's such as 1 learning activity. I think our MOOC, UPM MOOC, is applying a lot of what you see here, and probably more I would say, demanding in terms of how we teach our students. So our Putra MOOC as well have these kinds of checklist. Maybe some of us from CADe can share it later on how to actually create a high quality Putra MOOC videos because we want to teach the world, not only ourselves. Okay, so you can check that out. And also, when we talk about, this is something I did for this PicTL this year. I built this. This is called a light board, yeah. Because the problem is when you're teaching with whiteboards, you don't face the audience. You know, you do this. And then sometimes when you walk and you try to write on the whiteboard, you block the information. So a light board is where you write on a glass board. Actually, it's a plexiglass, and then you use a black background and fluorescent markers to make your writings, your visual storytelling stand out. And then you can constantly facing the camera and not block whatever items, whatever drawing that you have on the board. So I built this using the FMOP grant. Have you heard of it? Probably you should apply it yourself. I think FMOP grant from my own pocket. This is what happened. So built this, but it finished just 2 days before the PKPB. So I have all this set up in my office. I wanted to use it for my class this semester, but I couldn't use it because I couldn't go back to the office to use it. So I'm stuck with just my tablet right now. But this is something that I developed just to increase the interestingness of my videos. Okay, it's pretty useful. If you need to know how to build it yourself, you can ask me. Hopefully CADe will have a studio like this. That's nice. Okay, let's talk about creating interactions. For synchronous videos like this, there's a simple formula. Simple formula to create an engaging synchronous teaching video. One is you must have a solid story. What I call about solid story, you have to, see your learning outcome, for example. You say, okay, today we are going to do this and this and this. Basically a promise. Just like what I did before, I promise them to do something. Okay? And then you need to add visuals, like what we're doing here. Add visuals instead of text. Pictures instead of text. Text, you can speak it out. You can, you don't have use a lot of visuals. You'll engage more, inshallah. And then finally, is what I'm doing here is the live markup. Chonting. So this is where the interactivity lies. Okay. It's not necessarily means that you are interacting vocally with your students. Hai, apa khabar? Saya khabar baik. Oh, faham tak? Saya faham. But when doing this, the interactivity between the video, you and students gets better. So hopefully with this formula, solid story, clear visuals, and live markup like this using pen and tablet will get you the attention you need. Okay, you can try this from now on. Okay, this is for synchronous video, but what we are usually looking at is we want to create interaction with our asynchronous videos. I promised you in the early of this talk that I will show you 3 tools that is available, 2 tools that is available for everyone. One tool I think is available in our Putra Blast, the UPM learning management systems. But I think if other universities are using Moodle as well, I think that you have also H5P. But YouTube, if you already have a video on your YouTube, you add these 3 things to make your interactivity of your video better. 3 simple things. One is using cards, second chapters, and so on. Wait, where's my mouse? Oh, okay. Let me show you here. So for YouTube, for example, okay, let's see. Okay, this is a video that I've uploaded. It's about what is calculus.
Calculus. It's one of the most important
Basically,
subjects.
it's an introduction for those who haven't taken in calculus as a subject. So just tell them what is actually calculus and why they should learn it. Okay. So if you see it now, although this is a 4 minutes video, it's if you can see the bars here, it's empty. Okay. So I want to introduce what I call a card. Okay. So what I can do is this. I can go to your YouTube studio. I think you have that also. Okay. So I click on, sorry. Okay, this is my channel video, for example, and I click on the details. All right. So you have your video here. You put your title, you put your description, whatever. But look at this here. End screen and cards. You can use those. Okay. How to use end screen? End screen is basically at the very end of the lecture, you will be provided a screen. Let's do this. Okay. So let's say at the end here, I want to introduce one video and one subscribe, which let's start here. Okay. I want it to start at the end. Okay. Element. Okay, let's put this element in here. So I put my face here, and then I put this. I choose this card to be my other video. Let's say video is this one. Okay. All right. So I save. So what will happen is, okay, if I look at the video again, this is my video just now.
Calculus.
At the end of the video, this will appear. And then my subscription face will appear also. What this does is, the purpose it's serving is, actually it will provide some interactivity so that students can, after finishing this video, they can go to the other lecture. You can already think of some other ways of doing this. You can put it in the middle so that when you explain things, for example, yeah, you can provide an end card. It's like a link. They can click on this one, they'll go to another video. So you could do it. Okay, this is my other video just now. I was using Discord to teach my students. Yeah.
So it'll be 10.
OneNote, my handwriting is not very nice. So what I was doing here is I'm adding some simple interactivity. In your long
Calculus.
videos, you can just put these cards. Maybe not end screen, maybe put the cards in between. And then, you know, the students who are watching your video, they can click on this link and then go to other videos. Okay, that's end screen. The other one is cards. Okay, cards is a bit different. Well, it's not too much different. It's the same like what we call that just now, the end card. So this one is, you can put it in the middle. Let's say I want to put in the middle somewhere here. I want to put another video. I'm gonna put another video talking about whatever I want to talk about. Okay, capture motion. Okay, all right. So maybe my option is click this. Okay. All right. So it will appear for a few seconds, video card, and then save it. Okay, let's see what happened. Where did I put it? I forgot what I put it. What? Okay, 50, around 50. Okay, 50.28. Okay, save. All right, it's got changes. Okay, let's go back to my video just now. So you're adding another interactivity, simple interactivity like this. Can works really well.
Calculus. It's one of the most important subjects in engineering.
50.
If I'm in a car, not moving, zero speed,
it appears here.
and when I start moving forward,
so while I'm watching this, while the students are watching this, they can click on this one here. Click this. So if they click this, they can be brought to another video. So just by using these two things, end screen and cards. Okay, this is my other video. Oh wait, what was it? Oh, there you go. So by just using these two things, you can add links to your videos. So maybe you have, when you have a long video and say, okay, when I talk about this, you can check out this video from such and such. He has a really good presentation on this topic. So you might want to click this. So students can, with just your YouTube video, you can link to other videos as well, just like Wikipedia. So that's end screen. Now, another one, okay? Another one is what I call chaptering. This is very useful if you have 1 hour long video and you don't want to chop it up. Yeah, just, it's too much hassle to chop it up. Okay, use this, all right? So I'm using my same video here. All right. What I do is, you gotta, wait a second. I was looking for my, there we go. So what I'm using here is, I have this. What you have to do is just, in your description of the video, you type out the timestamps. This is what we call timestamps. Okay, you just set the timing. This is minutes and second. It needs to be in this format. Minutes, colon, second. Okay, so at this start, and then this is my title, the chapter title, and in the 19th second. Okay, so it needs to be in this. You can type whatever up here. You can type anything you want. Doesn't matter. But you have to have this. Okay. So the format is, if you can see this, I hope you can see this, is just minute, second, and then whatever your chapter title is. Okay. All right. So let me show you what will happen. Okay, so I save this. All right, and I go back to my video. Now, if you notice, I have chapters. Oh, this chapter I'm talking about real world examples. How am I gonna click this? Oh, this here, minutes here, I'm talking about a new problem, finding travel distance. It's maybe too small here if you can see it, but I really hope you can see this. See? Derivative and integral. So for example, if you have like a 1 hour video, for example, you don't want to chop it up, but you can break it into chapters like this. Minute 0 to 10, for example, chapter, whatever you say, you're talking about this. 10 to 20, you talk about that. So with these two simple addition to your current YouTube video, you can make it interactive already. And I hope this will also engage the students more. I mean, it's easier for them to digest your videos.
Dr. Salah, regarding this YouTube video, we have a question from Dr. Farida.
Sure.
So the chapters that you mentioned on YouTube video, based on the minutes just now, do we need to do it manually? Because
yes.
you have to insert the timestamp, right?
You're right. You have to do it manually, and just use this format here. You can if you have your YouTube video, you can just try it. Just put this in your description. Put this in your description of your video. If you go to your YouTube studio, put this description in your video. But it has to be this format, mm.s, and then space, your title, and then new line that should be okay. You can try that out afterwards. Maybe, so maybe Nadia, you can probably paste this on the chat box. This is the format. Okay, so what I have here is, yeah. So it's just, so the example as well. Oh, let me just paste it lah. Aku pun boleh paste juga kan?
I have to type, you know.
sorry. Kejap.
Okay.
Tak keluar. Sekejap. Aku tengah struggle dengan chat ni. Mana tu chat keluar? Okay, here you go. Everyone. Tada. Ini apa yang saya letak. Okay. Alright. Yang mm.ss tak payah, tak apa. Yeah.
Oh, alright. A few more questions on the YouTube. So Dr. Bakri especially got a few questions. He asked if we were to upload our materials on YouTube,
Yeah.
how can we be sure that YouTube would keep our material safe? I mean, first he asked, so-called, can we trust YouTube where the materials have been located on YouTube? And second one, how long would YouTube keep our materials?
Okay. I don't know the first one. How safe is our material on YouTube? But we have the options of these visibility options. Yeah, here you can set your videos to public if you want everyone to see it, or you can make it unlisted. For example, only those with the links to your video can watch your videos. I have many unlisted videos, just for my students, you know, if they want to check. And then also you can set it to private, just for yourself. So you can play around with this. Just if you think you have sensitive information or you don't want to share too much, you can set it to private or unlisted.
I do agree with you as well, because I think if we do not want our teaching materials to be released to public, then just make them all unlisted.
Yep. In terms of how long you can keep your stuff on YouTube, so far, I haven't heard any experience of people get the video taken down or deleted, except when you make the video public and you use some copyright materials, especially songs. Even that, they don't usually take it down, but they just mute your video.
That comes to the Dr. Sham's question. So how do you resolve copyright issue in terms of background music or sound on YouTube?
I use this. I find on YouTube, you go to YouTube, all right? Excuse my history, I think. You go to copyright-free music. All right, there's this channel, audio library, music for content creators. This music here are all free to use. Maybe you have to probably just put a recognition, something like that. So that should be fine. Wait a second. I think I have another makers. Wait. I think I have. Yeah. All right. Now wait. So, all right. Here, let me give you in the chat room. You can go to this website right here. You can get all your free photography, free copyright, free video, audio. You can use it. Okay. And that's why sometimes when you see videos, you can hear the same music over and over again.
Copyright free music.
Yeah, copyright music. Everyone can use it without any worries. Okay, just use that.
One more question from Dr. Hisham. So the chapter title that you mentioned just now when we do the timestamping, should it be the same with the title video that we already created or we already wrote? So it doesn't. It's not necessary.
No. You can just type whatever you want here. It doesn't really have to follow this. I can just type whatever my name, any symbols, doesn't matter. But what matters is where you timestamp it. This is the minute where you timestamp it. Okay. So with just simple YouTube, you can add your interactions by just using these three tools: end screen, cards, and timestamp. And timestamp is really useful for us, yeah, because sometimes we have like long videos and then I know chopping it up is too much of a hassle, I understand. So just put everything, describe chapters, so that when the students go to your channel, they can find this, or when they look at the descriptions, they can just click on it. Oh, I need to know about the integral, just skip into this. So the video will just skip into that chapter straight away. Easy. Yeah. All right. So that's...
Dr. Salah, can we entertain like one or two more questions?
Sure.
Proceed?
Yeah.
I think it's very much related to what we have been talking for the past few minutes.
Yes.
So there is one question regarding the video as well. From Dr. Bakri, for a long video, is there any complaint with regards to downloading or getting the video from students, especially from those who are from the remote area? Maybe they don't have like good internet connection or high bandwidth. So what do you suggest for this?
Okay, for if you're talking about asynchronous teaching, yeah, you upload a video, long videos. Even my videos, I usually keep it in like 1 hour or so. But I've seen video recording that up to 4 hours. It's on YouTube. But the good thing about uploading a video is the student can take their time in trying to, waiting for the YouTube video to load. Right. Instead of saying like what we're doing here, synchronous, sometimes, if your internet connection is not great, then you'll be just putus terus. But if you upload a video like this, they can take time to, download the video. So far, there's no complaint. The video is too long. Maybe there are complaints, but I just don't know about it.
Silence complaint.
Yeah, silent complaint. So the way we can make it easy for everyone to watch, to listen to what we are talking, even if we have long videos, break it into chapters. That would be really useful. They don't watch the whole thing in one go. Probably they watch 50 minutes, buat kerja, buang sampah ke, masak-masak sekejap, and then come back later. So sebab tu asynchronous video is usually preferred for those who have low bandwidth. Okay.
Yeah. So another question: can you suggest the best video editing? I think video editing software and free software for my YouTube channel. And in addition to that question, can you suggest any animatic visual and free to the video?
Animation.
I think animation. Yeah, I think it's animation.
All right. For video editing, I use this shortcut.org. Okay, if you type on Google, don't go for the first one. Itu semua tipu. Okay, shortcut.org. Let me copy and paste. Okay, this one is a free open source video editor. You can put your music, whatever. You can combine videos. You can do all this interesting stuff, cool stuff with that. I use this. I had no problem. Okay. If you want to record whatever on your screen, okay, for example, if you want to, like what we're doing here, whatever I'm doing here, I'm going to the website and then open up apps, you use this OBS Studio. This will record your screen and it can record multiple screens. Let's say, for example, you have your screen and you have your face, whatever, you can do that as well. I'm just showing you an example here, what I have here. Hopefully it will appear okay in the video. Okay, this is what I have right now. So move it, I can do whatever I have here. So you can stream to Facebook, YouTube, whatever, record, you can do that. So those two is what I'm using so far. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay. So another one is obsproject.com. I use this for, you can OBS screen record? Yes, you can. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I use this tu. Untuk animation ya. Animation biasa saya letih nak buat. Biasa saya tak buat animation.
Animation took
okay, wait.
Quite a long time to finish.
Quite a long time. But let me show you. One of my video.
I think while Dr. Salah is looking for the link, then for screencast or screen recording, you can also use screencast.omatic.com or Loom. So let me share the link.
Okay. All right. So this is an animation video. It's a simple animation, nothing too fancy. Okay. Can you guess what I was using for this one? Okay, this one I'm using PowerPoint.
That's good.
Yeah, just use PowerPoint for this. I figured out I can make something moving by just make it disappear, appear. So I use this to explain some of the space mechanics concept. But doing animation is, you do 2 minutes videos. It took you 3-4 days. to do that. So it's really time consuming. So that's why videos like this are usually like really short, 2 minutes, 4 minutes long. Okay. Oh yeah, let me show you 1 minute physics. This guy. I was trying to be this guy. Okay. what he's doing, okay, his method is he just record whatever he's writing, drawing on a piece of paper, and then upload that as an animated video, which is kind of cool. 1 minute physics. I really like this channel. I tried to use this before. I tried to do this, but I couldn't get the lighting right. So my videos are all dark and not interesting. So maybe if you have a solution on how to make your video brighter, maybe you can. Oh man, we're running out of time. I got 2 more I want to show. Can I show one more? Yeah, can we move on?
Yeah, sure. We
Okay.
have a few suggestions, but we can discuss about it later.
Yeah, later. Okay. So that's YouTube. I should repeat later on. Now it's TED. Okay, TED is really simple to use. It's very good, very intuitive for micro lessons. Okay, what is TEDx? TED. Okay, you can go TED. Oops, what am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay, ed.TED-Educator. Okay, ed.TED-Educator. All right. What I do here is you can actually create your own micro lesson. Okay. Let's see what lessons that I have already. Okay. Let's see. Plane change maneuver. Okay. So what you do is basically, okay, this is your whole lesson here. You have your own videos or any other videos. It's up to you whether you want to upload. You don't have to create everything yourself. You can use existing videos. You know, it's okay. So first they watch the videos, and then if you do this, okay, you watch this, and then for the think, okay, you have the simple assessment, simple plane change, alter only direction, so true or false. No, simple answer, simple change and true or false, or ABC multiple choice. Okay. This is to, just to check the understanding. Simple. It doesn't have to be really hard question. And then you can get to dig deeper, which is, whatever you want to talk about, or you want to add another external link. Okay, discussion. Suppose that you want to transfer spacecraft to lower scale orbit. So I started the discussion and then response, and then finally some conclusion. So this whole thing here is already a micro lesson. You put your video, you post some questions, you probably want to explain, or you want to provide external links, whatever. You want to post some discussion questions and then conclude. Okay, so you can do this in edted.com. What you need to do is just register. Okay, I register and then let's say create. So creating a lesson is really simple. Create a lesson. So for example, I have a video on dialectic function, for example. You can just, it will search the videos on YouTube. That's the ni lah, kekurangan sikit. They will search the video on YouTube. So if you have your own video, might want to upload that. So I just choose the video. Okay. Okay, is this a video? Yes, it comes up. All right. So now continue. So you have your lesson title, you put whatever you want. Let's begin. This means that you introduce your lesson in a few sentences. They make it so that you can only type 400 characters. Keep it really short. This is micro lessons. Okay. Sorry, I do this. Hi, this is a lesson. That's it. Okay. Save. And then student will see that first, and then think is where you post low or no stakes question, multiple choice or open answer. You can do anything. What do you think about this? Okay. And then you want to provide some more information with students. Check this out. Okay. Provide some discussion points. Okay, like questions or whatever, you can put that. And finally, your closing thoughts, or maybe you want to, okay, after you finish this lesson, check out the next lesson. click this link, for example. And then what you need to do is just publish. Okay. So you can choose whether you don't want to reply to this. Usually I use this. Okay. So share my lesson. Okay. You want to share your email, it's up to you. Or you can copy lesson. So what I do is usually I just copy this, give it to my students. When my students click this link, they can just straight away do see what we see just now. Okay. So when they click on their link, what they were going to see is something like the one that I showed you just now. So try explore this. Start with someone else's video first, but create the lesson. It's really good to, you know, introduce a concept, ask simple questions, and all can be done in under 20 minutes. Okay, Ted, question about this before I move on to H5P?
We have a question regarding the cadet. So let's say that it's from Dr. Bahya. So let's say if we put the link of cadet to Putra Blast with only one link, the video and all the questions will also appear with that only one link, right? Or do the students have to click on that link and it will link or direct to the page?
So far, what I've been able to do is just students click on that link, and then they will go to they'll click on the URL link and then go to the website. But for some more sophisticated method, probably you can do the HTML, embed that thing on Putra Blast. But I don't know how to do that yet. So I just keep it simple, just provide a link, and then they can go here. Okay.
A few suggestions here. Let me just write or maybe just share a few. So for the live demo, just now we talked about the live demo video, right? It's from Dr. Hisham. So if we use the live demo, it's only it can only be used to assess PO1, but not psychomotor or PO2. Up until now, Dr. Hisham said he has not yet found any effective tools to assess psychomotor online, especially when it involves ethics. So that's from Dr. Hisham. So maybe if anyone got answers or solutions or suggestions to this question, maybe you can share.
Yeah, assessment is really a hard one, especially when you're doing online assessment, how to assess people's attitude, for example, our students, how well they can do things, you know. For music lecturers, probably, you know, they can ask students to, you know, play their instruments and then assess from that video. But for more complicated stuff like, you know, how to use some tools to do things, I think right now, I think video is the only options. How to assess that, that's another story. That is requires a bit of thinking on how to do that as well. But if you are teaching, when you teach by showing, when you show and tell, I think show and tell is also a powerful method to teach people how to do this, how to do that. Live demo will be a really, really good way to do that. But make sure you have a really good smartphone. You can just, you know, show how to do those things. Okay. I need to move to the H5P because I was planning actually to finish in 1.5 hours. Let's, I want to go to my H5P is, if you're familiar with this already.
Just one more question, Dr. Salah, regarding the TED ad. So can the student use that ad to create video as well?
If he has an account or she has an account, yes. All you need to do is just have an account on ad.ted.com or .org.com, and then they can start doing their own. Oh yeah, that's a good way to do some kind of, you know, assessment.
Right.
Yeah, ask students to come up with their own micro lessons so that all other students can come with it.
Yeah, I think we got a very good suggestion from Dr. Hisham. Thank you, Dr. Hisham.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so another interactivity you can use, just now was micro lessons. Now this one, H5P, probably you're familiar with this. Let's say you have a video and you want to embed all the questions in the video. Okay, so this is an example of, it's a teaching video, a live demo on how to make smoothies. Okay. I noticed something, oh wait. Oh no, ingredients list. Hey, so interactive. Between the video, I can say, oh, okay, the ingredients is this. Okay. What's this? I have questions. Low or no stakes questions. Where is this? Check. Nice. Okay. Okay. I can check my answer. Service and cookies. Check. Oh, one is wrong. Check again. So I think you get the gist of it. It's basically providing more interactivity for your students. Okay. This is useful if you have long videos and then you want to intersperse your lecture with questions. Okay, so like after 1 minute, this question will appear. CADe has done a lot of video. Our committee, JKIPP, Dr. Nadia and I have done a lot of videos on how to do H5P in our Putra Blast. Okay, I'll show you.
Calculus. It's one of the most important subjects.
Okay, so this one is, I have done it for, these are my Putra Blast just now, in the first introduction. So I've embedded the video that I had just now, but I've used H5P to actually add some...
In engineering. But what is it is that change? Your position is always changing.
Change of business function. Okay. All right. So this is my video. It appears in Putra Blast. Students,
and when you're driving, your speed may be always changing.
Okay. All right. If I set wrong. So this is a really good teaching video. It's very interactive. It's not necessarily just videos like this. You can,
if you are filling up,
you can provide some kind of extra notes as well. Think of at least one question to ask a lecturer or classmates about calculus, write down piece of paper, hand it in by the end of the class. So it could be a teaching video on its own. It's not only videos, just give you information, but also you can assess, you can assign, do some assignment, provide instructions in here. Okay, so how do we do this? If there's I think there's do we have the H5P interactive video website? Yeah. That we did, Kate. Maybe. Okay, how to do this? Yeah, if you are in Putra Blast or if your university using in Moodle, I think they have this also.
Calculus.
What you need to do is just you go to add an activity or resources. You go to H5P interactive content right here. TDD. Okay, add. Okay, and then here you have a lot of options on what to do with your with other stuff. But I want to show you how to do interactive video only. So it's pretty much simple. It's only 3 steps. Actually, just 2 steps. Okay, there are tour guides. If you're first time using this, the tour guides are really helpful. But basically, what you do is you just enter video source URL or YouTube link. You can enter anything. Okay, here let's say just copy and paste this. Insert. Okay, the video will appear here. I won't show you the rest of the stuff here, but you can exploit later. But I want to show you the basic concept. Upload the video, add interactions. So this is the video. At any point of the video, you can just add
raindrops themselves are
statements or single choice set, multiple choice, true or false question. Let's try true or false question. Okay, so let's say at this point right here, you want to put a true or false question. This appears here. Okay, you want to make it appear for 2 seconds only. And when that question appears, you want to pause the video, make it bigger, titled, true or false question. Is it okay? True, false. Maybe the answer is true. Okay, that's it. Is it okay? So whenever your students will watch the video,
to see this, you can picture that the raindrops themselves are stationary.
The video stops and then this question appears. You can put this question anywhere you want. Here, adjust position. Okay, student will answer that, and then this is still editing mode, so student can answer that and then go on with their life, whatever. Okay, so let's look at this example, and then let's say summary task. Let's say I don't want to do this. just save and return to course. Oh, this is a test. Okay, pretty much really straightforward. Start with the small things first. Okay, so what I have in here is already, oh my God.
Calculus. It's one of the most.
Okay, so this is the video that you had just now, test. Okay, you can see there's a little sign here. When students reach there,
You can picture that the raindrops themselves are stationary and
this is what the student will see. So you can put any question here, stops them in the middle, says true. And then, oh wait, I should have made this bigger. Check. Continue.
you and the earth beneath you are moving upwards through the rain.
Where you don't allow students to skip your videos pun ada juga. Okay, I can show you later on. But how to make this? Hold on. I click on the embed. I copy everything. Close it down again. Go back to this. Edit this. Okay, I can answer any question if you have any.
Okay.
Calculus.
So that is a lot. It's from Dr. Farida. She asked, can H5P be open or accessed and used outside Putra Blast? Because she normally compiled all her learning materials in blank space and embed them on Putra Blast. So I think she is asking,
Calculus. It's one of the.
and the students use H5P if the student does not log in onto Putra Blast.
Okay. You know what? I don't know the answer to that because I've been using so far H5P in Putra Blast, and it works well here because we want our student to actually have like a one-stop center where they can access all the notes, the activities as well. So far, what I've done is I put H5P in this website, but I've heard also options where you can actually embed H5P onto your website, onto your let's say, let me see.
We can use WordPress, right? I think we can.
WordPress, Canvas, Blackboard is another learning management system. So Moodle, yes, Putra Blast. This is one of our stuff. So you can use that as well. And not only that, I think H5P, the website itself, h5p.org, has a lot of examples and downloads where you can learn really a lot of things. I haven't really khatam all this thing. Agamoto lah, how to provide essays for as an activity. So I only use one or two here, which I'm really familiar with, but there's a lot of more options. You can just, for example, interactive book, they have this, tutorials on how to do this as well. So I think you can get more information from H5P. I'm really impressed with the website though, the information that they gave, the tutorials that they gave how to. The
guidelines.
Yeah,
I think it's very thorough and comprehensive.
Okay. Yep. So
so regarding the question just now, Dr. Fadlina or Dr. Fad already responded. Yes, we can use the embed code in H5P and post it on our Google site or anywhere that allows embed code. So I think it's a very good way of using it.
So for how to create amazing interactive video, if I can just say it in a few seconds, I'll just say this. If you are using a synchronous video, okay, use this formulation. Have a solid story, use visuals instead of too many texts, and do live markup. Okay, because we've seen the research before, the studies before, showing how can live markup increase the understanding, decrease cognitive load, and engage students more. So this, if you're creating interactive videos with asynchronous method, you upload video, I've provided you 3 simple ways of adding interactivity. Okay, I might not have time to cover H5P for this because I think I need probably another hour, but I think the website is really useful. I think you can check out CADe videos on how to do interactive PowerPoint slides as well. There's a video on that one. So you can go to CADe on YouTube. Yeah, how you can increase interactivity with YouTube with just 3 simple methods. Simple methods here: cards and screens, chapters. Okay, showed you here before. I hope for those of you who just come in, I've posted some of the links, some of the formats for YouTube in the chat box, so probably someone else can copy and paste that. H5P, yeah, h5p.org. So let me give you this whole library of things, h5p.org. A lot of interesting stuff in there. Okay, and then TED, how to create micro lessons. You can do this for not only micro lessons, if you have long videos, but you want to make small assessments as well. So those 3, I think, if you haven't started anything yet, start with those simple things first. You know, don't mind all this more complicated stuff. Start with whatever you have. Surely it's great. One final tip is, I don't know, I cannot explain this. Use CADs. I don't know what is it about CADs and internet videos, but videos with CADs have more viewers. No one can explain this. That's all I have to say about this. Those are cute cats. Okay, so tools I've used for this presentation, for those of you who are asking just now, is just these 2, PowerPoint and Wacom tablet. You can, I've already provided you with 2 other options. One is Huion tablet, okay, or one by Wacom, okay. Don't spend too much on this one. If you can keep it below 100, the 200 is okay. All right.
Dr. Salah?
Yeah.
Dr. Lee asked, any voiceover software that you use for the YouTube video that you have shown us just now? The voiceover.
The voiceover, I use Shortcut. The video editing software just now. You mean which one?
I think the narration. I like
the narration. Yeah, the narration is I record the. Oh yeah, forgot to tell you one thing. Oh, well, it's not really important. I just use whatever I have on my computer. But if you want to get a more good audio editor, you know, probably you want audio to be a little better. Yeah, use this. It's free. Audacity.
So it's for narration?
No, that's for recording any sound.
Oh, okay.
I use that because sometimes, you know, I have a lot of noise behind me, so I want to process the sound a little bit, so I'll use Audacity. But actually, the story is, I usually, you know, I play music, so when you play guitar to a microphone, you want that sound to have some effect, so I use Audacity. So if you're producing music, then Audacity is a good thing to use. But if you're doing for your lecture videos, I don't think Audacity is necessary, but it provides you a bit of, you know, if you want to tweak your audio a little bit, you don't have to use this, yeah? It's not necessary. But the way I did it, the video just now, the narration, I recorded in another file, and then I combine the video and the audio. So that I can chop it up, you can show which one is I want to talk about. So it's not when I do that and then I talk, no. I do the animation first, and then I do the narration. Narration, you need to type it down, read it from text. It's really hard to do, actually look at what you're doing and then try to explain what you're doing on YouTube.
So any link for the Audacity?
Sure. Let me see if I can find it.
So while you are looking for that, one more question from Dr. Farida. For the Wacom tablet, how do you know where to scribble on the Wacom itself?
Okay. The Wacom, okay, it's like this, yeah? So usually, so usually the size of this is the size of your screens lah. It takes a bit of practice. When I say a bit of practice, just probably just one day. You know, when after a while you can just know where you're writing, and also when you're writing, the cursor corresponds to this tip here. So you can see where the tip of your mouse point, your cursor is. So you know where you are writing. Like here, probably you don't see it, but I see my cursor here. So I can just type. I know where I'm typing. Okay, so you kind of know where you want to, put your, you'll get used to it, and it doesn't take long to get used to it. Don't worry, the learning curve is flat. it's not so curvy. Try it out. I think once you have this, I think you won't use anything else. But it's really hard to right click and whatever lah. Kalau nak right click kena tekan sikit, tak payahlah. You don't use that. Use your mouse. So I have two. I have this stylus, and I have my mouse as well.
We have, I think, a few more suggestions.
Sure.
Let me just share this first. So Dr. Azura said there is another interesting apps that you can use. It is a teacher whiteboard and students whiteboard. It's from, it can be accessed at whiteboard.fi. So you may want to check this out as well. The link is in the chat session. And Dr. Abdah, yeah, okay. Dr. Abdah also said that you can also use insert learning to improve or to increase the student interactivity. Insert learning is also in the chat session.
Okay.
Insert learning. Yeah, those are the suggestions from the attendees.
Yeah,
we have a very good suggestion.
This is education 4.0. Where it's not just one teacher and 100 students. It's 101 students, teachers. This is education 4.0. Our learners are creating their own teaching materials as well. Oh yeah, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Dr. Salah, one more question regarding cursor stick. That's why I think this is the main topic of today's sharing, the scribble pen. So how do you keep your cursor stick as pen throughout PowerPoint? My cursor changed back to pointer once I switched slides. It's from Dr. Shamhani.
Okay. You can only use your stylus pen to scribbles when you go to presenter's mode. Okay. Keep the motion. Okay. When you're here, you go down here, slideshow. You can only use this slideshow. And then you look at your bottom left here. There's an option here. There's a pointer, whatever, highlighter. Okay. So pen, I will use this. You cannot. I think that the older version of PowerPoint, you can't use the. You can't use the for writing on the PowerPoint. Let's say, for example, if you are in this view right here, you can't use it. Yeah, here. Oh, it works. Yeah, you can now. Okay. If you don't have the current PowerPoint in your workstation or your machine, you can always use the online one. UPM has subscribed to the Office 365. It's free, so you can use it. So let me show you. I have the same slide, but it's on my the Office 365 supported by UPM. Why is it taking so long? Let me see. Maybe the file is too big. Okay. All right. So this is my thing. All right. So I use this often. You can create PowerPoint. So this is UPM sponsored. Okay. Open here, and then one of the options up here are draw. Here. Okay. So you can just use this as a whiteboard. Draw. Okay. Hi. Yes. Itu salah. Okay. Good thing is you can just paste the picture. For example, you paste the graph or whatever here. Let's say a graph, math. Okay. You wanna say you want to have this, copy image, and then put it here, Control V. So you can start teaching just by having these visuals. You can say, okay, so I can change this, Okay, these are the rules. Okay, ataupun you can padam. So it works like a whiteboard also for if you're using the online version. Offline version pun, the latest one, they have that too. If you go to ink tools, pens, they have the same option. You can do the same thing. Okay. Oh, we got 5 minutes. Okay, with this 5 minutes, I'd just like to recommend you a few things if you want to read more about this. Some of the books that has influenced me is this guy by Dan Rome. He's a great guy. He's working on how to do presentations. Although his books are more towards business, like how to do pitch, for example, how to present to your bosses. But I use these books for my teaching as well. I think it's a really cool book. You can get a lot from here to improve your teaching, the way you teach, the way you interact with your audience. And another one is before I attend all this, I was kind of skeptical of this, all these new theories in teaching, how to use this segmenting low stakes. I like to stick with the traditional method, chalk and talk. How I was taught by my teachers. That's the way I want to teach my student. But until I came across this book by Richard Felder and Rebecca Brandt, these two. Until I read this, and then I kind of, soften up a bit. I know that engineering lecture, any technical lecture even, can be improved a lot from the traditional method. Yeah. So the practical guide, it shows you how to actually do questions, simple assessments that you can do to assess your students. So when I got this book, just my mindset just opened up. And finally, who's that? Someone's mic is on. And lastly, YouTube recommendation, How to Speak by Patrick Winston, Professor Patrick Winston. I think he passed away already, but he gave a really good talk on how to actually keep your students, keep your audience engaged. If you have like a 1 hour lecture, for example, simple things that we do often are not really recommended actually. So I learned a lot of something new from Professor Patrick Winston. I find it useful, and I hope you can search this on YouTube as well and find that useful for you. So with that, I think thank you very much. I pass back to Dr. Yaya.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Salah. Thank you very much for a very exciting sharing session. I think it's very useful for us, a lot to learn. And I've just forgot that I never introduced myself, right? So I am Nadia from the Faculty of Biotechnology and Biomolecular Sciences, and you can just call me Yaya or Nadia. So just to add a few more with regards to what Dr. Salah has shared just now, we can also use H5P to add interactions in our own recorded lecture. So basically, if you have recorded your own lecture and you just do not want your students to, just watch and maybe got bored just by watching the video, so you can add the H5P interactive questions inside your recorded lecture, your own recorded lecture. So that is one thing. And you can also use some of the apps or softwares that are offered in the Adobe Creative Cloud, also subscribed by UPM, such as Sparks or Adobe Premiere, to edit your video. So I think that is also free to use as well. So I think that's it for today. Dr. Salah, thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for staying for 2 hours. I'm the one who do the talking. I don't feel anything, but you do listening is you have to struggle a bit more. But at UPM, we have a really great team in CADe, our Center of Academic Development. I think we have a few wakil JKIPP, Jawatan Kuasa Inovasi Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran. They have a lot to teach us. I mean, they are helping us in trying to improve our teaching and learning as well. So get connected. Dr. Nadia is also JKIPP as well. Those who are organizing this is also from me, myself. We have a lot to share, and I think it's going to be really useful because what our objective is basically to maximize student learning and not let this pandemic stop us at all.
Okay. So very true, Dr. Salah. So thank you so much once again. Thank you to the organizer, CADe,
thank you
for giving us,
organizer.
for giving us this opportunity. So hope to see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Warga pendidik merupakan tunggak utama yang memikul tanggungjawab dan amanah dalam melahirkan graduan yang holistik dan berdaya saing di zaman penuh mencabar ini. Bagi mengenang jasa dan mengiktiraf sumbangan warga pendidik, tanggal 5 Oktober telah diumumkan sebagai Hari Akademia di peringkat nasional. Bersempena Hari Akademia, Universiti Putra Malaysia menganjurkan program Bulan Pendidik pada bulan Oktober. Saya dengan rasa berbesar hati ingin mengucapkan selamat menyambut Hari Akademia dan Bulan Pendidik tahun 2020 kepada seluruh warga pendidik Universiti Putra Malaysia. Sekian, terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya ingin mengucapkan selamat Hari Akademia kepada seluruh warga pendidik di Universiti Putra Malaysia. Kita teruskan usaha kita selama ini untuk mendidik anak bangsa kita menjadi orang yang berguna di masa akan datang.
Selamat menyambut Hari Akademia.
Selamat menyambut Hari Akademia.
Selamat menyambut Hari Akademia.
Saya mengucapkan selamat Hari Akademia kepada semua pegawai akademik Universiti Putra Malaysia.
I would like to wish Happy Academia Day to all academic staff of Universiti Putra Malaysia.
Aku dekat meri selamat Hari Pengajar ngagai semua bala pengajar Universiti Putra Malaysia.
Universiti Putra Malaysia verikum very good tandirikum aning staff sabargalikum
Selamat Hari
juga selamat Onu Akademia Nudu Sua Orang Pibaas Universiti Putra Malaysia.
Selamat